Okay guys, so we looked at those quotes in the last video, and we're working on the mindset, as you know. I asked people to email me if you've got any questions, and you know, I've had lots of, from previous courses, before the video course we did, it was a written one that really helped a lot of people, and I got so many great responses, and I look forward to getting yours as well. So just, you know, keep sending them in, because it's really good to kind of figure out what people are worried about and how to help them. And often it's the same stuff. You know, it's not like we're all coming up with different ideas. Most of us are worried about the same types of things. And that's why we have to stay focused on the rewards. And not only can you earn twice the average salary often, and it's true, you can, you know, you can earn twice your country's average salary doing something you love. That's quite big on its own. But also there's all the other great things that we already discussed that make this worth doing. So this is, you know, I'm going to keep saying it, but keep your eye on those things and get rid of the fears. But I do want to look at some of the common fears that you guys have kind of written back with and told me that you're worried about. Okay, so let's check some of these out. I'm not good enough at the drums. I don't know what to teach. I don't know if I have the right skills. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get students. I don't know how much to charge. I'm scared of quitting my current job. These are all perfectly understandable fears. You know, of course they're understandable, you know, so these are nothing to be ashamed of. But what I can tell you is you can do this. And this goes out because, you know, I don't necessarily know you, but I know you can do it, because I know if you can get the right mindset, if you've got the passion, if you believe in it and are prepared to put the work in, then you can do it. But that's all well and good me saying that, but you need to start believing that. You need to know you can do it, okay? So let's just tackle each of those fears, and I want to talk about why they're irrelevant. So let's look at the first one. I'm not good enough at the drums. Well, here's the thing, right? You don't need to be Vinnie Colaiuta, because not many people need to learn stuff at the level that Vinnie can play at. Of course, there are lots of advanced drummers that would like lessons to get up to that stage, but they can go and get lessons with some of the top drummers in the world who will offer lessons when they're not touring. But that's quite a small part of the market. The majority of the market are beginner drummers, and you can choose which ages you teach, but a lot of them will be kids, and then you'll have adults that either used to play or kind of just want a new hobby. I had someone the other day came and said, look, it's a bit of a midlife crisis. It was kind of a joke, but you know, he was starting drumming in his kind of like mid to late 40s. He'd got his, you know, his children were starting to grow up. He wanted to drum. But the point is, whatever the age group is, a majority of what you teach is beginner material. It's not about how amazing are you on the drums. It's about how do you deliver the lessons. You know, can you communicate your ideas? Can you be patient? Can you be understanding? Can you find different ways to help a student if they're not understanding one explanation? Rather than get cross with them, you think, okay, let's try showing them in a different way. You know, maybe you show it to them. Some people learn like that visually. Maybe you explain it. Maybe you focus more on the sight reading. You know, these are the skills that make you a great teacher. You do not have to be an incredible drummer. Okay, so not knowing what to teach is quite a common fear. I mean, I started writing out beats in the lesson, just scribbling them out on manuscript paper. And it was quite unprofessional, and I realised, okay, this isn't that cool. And I'm writing out the same stuff quite often. So I started putting it into notation software on the computer, and then I could just print the sheets off and they look very smart and I look more prepared and professional. And that's a better way to go. But it's totally understandable. I'm like, what do you teach? There's so much you could teach. I mean, I will tell you that in that teaching membership, the Total Drummer teaching membership, one of the great things is you get access to a massive library. It's basically everything I've ever used to teach for 20 years of teaching. It's all just there. I use it myself, so I'll go and teach in different places, sometimes in my studio. Whenever I need something, I log into my profile, I find what I need. It might be a song by Green Day, it might be some linear drum beats, it might be some rudiment stuff. It could be anything, it's all in there. I literally just press print, bosh, it comes out. Sometimes I'm somewhere without a printer and I'll just get my tablet or laptop, put it on a music stand and they read it. Everything is there. So that's awesome. Okay, but you may not want to do that. You don't know enough about it yet, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you don't, that's fine. But what you need to do is just figure out a curriculum, a syllabus. It might be that you buy some books. It might be that you scribble it out. I know teachers do that. I see students that had other teachers before me, and they turn up, and teachers are still doing that. It's not. I don't think it's very professional, and it's a lot of work. And you've got to think on the spot a bit more. I much prefer to have stuff written out nicely, looking professional on a computer, and I look prepared. But there are lots of ways you can do it. So, you know, this just isn't something to be scared of. There's loads of resources out there to help you. All right, you don't know if you have the right skills, okay? No one knows. No one knows. And you don't know until you try it. And you can go through life being scared and not trying stuff and missing out on so many opportunities. Or you can just say, let's see what happens. I'm going to jump in and be confident in yourself. Be open to opportunities, because you will learn on the job. All right, so there's no real teacher training for this. You just have to go in there, and your first lesson, you might be scared, right? Second lesson, you might be scared. After a while, you'll kind of go, okay, I can do this. Every lesson you teach is an opportunity for you to learn, to get better. I'm constantly evolving what I do, learning new ways. I've been reading a bit lately on some learning psychology to better help me. So I'm constantly trying to get better, both for my own learning and to help students. No one starts off being incredible, but as long as you're patient, you're understanding, and you're there committed to helping that student learn drums, you're going to be fine. And a lot of it's to do with rapport anyway. So if you're nice to get on with and they enjoy spending time with you, and they're learning something really cool at the same time, it's not that hard. You can't go too far wrong. Or I don't know where to start. Yeah, that's overwhelming, right? So once again, and I'm not trying to be salesy here, but I'm just saying, in that teacher membership, we kind of take care of this. So you get step-by-step guides, you know exactly how to build a business, how to market it, how to get out there. But even if you don't go down that route, the key to this is just breaking it down and just having small tasks, working out what you need to do, doing the first task, then the second one. If you think of the whole picture, you'll get so overwhelmed, your brain will just get scared, and you'll do nothing. You'll just do nothing, and you'll just wake up in the morning, go back to your other job, and just put this behind you and just think, no, that was too scary. So you just have to break it down to small stages. Just think about this, right? Don't think about this teaching empire. Just think about one student. You're going to need one student first. That's it, one student. You're not going to get 10 students on one day. You need one student. And when you get your one student, you're going to go after your second student and then your third. And it's going to build up like that. So don't worry about, oh man, how am I going to get 30 students? What am I going to do? It's too much. You know, just set small goals. Think about how you're going to get your one student and go and get one student. Once you got one student, you're up, you're running, your business has started, and you build from there. All right, you don't know how to get students. Okay. Yeah, where are they? Well, they're out there. There's loads of them out there. There's people out there that don't even know yet that they want to be a drummer. Maybe it's going to come to them today. They're going to see something on telly or hear a song, or they're going to suddenly decide to be a drummer, and they're going to start looking for a drum teacher today. They're out there. We just need to understand how to market them, and we're going to tackle that. We're going to look into that a bit later, so I won't go into it now, but we do need to think about that later. All right, you don't know how much to charge. It's difficult, right? If you were employed, you get told, this is the hourly rate, this is what you're going to get paid. Now you can kind of make it up a little bit. There are guidelines, and we do cover this in more depth in the actual membership, and we've got ways to work this out and be confident and also change our mindset about earning money. But the thing is, you just need to make sure you don't undervalue yourself. So if you're starting out, you're completely new, you might want to be a bit cheaper than some of the competition, maybe. But you may not want to, because that might cheapen the value of what you offer. If you're offering a good service, maybe you shouldn't. You know, you need to respect yourself. How many years have you played drums for? Because all of that is training to get to this point. You know, what equipment do you have? Or are you driving to the student's house? So therefore, that's a real convenience for them. So they should pay for that extra convenience. You know, so you do need to value what you're offering, which is your time, your experience, maybe your equipment. All of this stuff has a value. So don't be afraid. And you can always go out there and see what other people are charging in your area as a guide. Okay, so that, you know, there are a little way. You don't want to go out there and just say, well, £1,000 an hour for me. You know, so you want to kind of sit right in the market for where you are. But a lot of it is to do with our mindset and not undervaluing ourselves. But we discussed this way more in the membership, and we'll look at it a bit later as well. So you're scared of quitting your current job. That's quite scary, isn't it? Imagine that. If right now you're thinking, yeah, I want to be a drum teacher, but that means I've got to go and hand in my notice tomorrow, and I've got no students, and I can't pay the bills, and I won't be able to eat, and I'll be kicked out of my house, and I'll be homeless, and I'll be drinking a can of strong lager in the gutter within a month. That's quite a scary way of looking at it. But that's not how you would do it. You know, we already discussed you need to get one student first of all. You can't quit your job with one student. You can't do that. So what you need to do is look at your working hours and say, okay, I work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So that's difficult. So you could come home and teach from 6 till 8 every day, or you could do some lessons on Saturday. So you've got time around your work hours to do it. Some of the guys in the membership had jobs already, but they only worked 3 or 4 days a week. So they started by scheduling students on their off days until that built up, and then they felt confident, so they could scale work back a bit, or they had the confidence to quit their job altogether. But no one should just quit their job and just go, right, let's try and make this work. That's a bad way to do it. So we need to make it manageable. What you also need to do is work out, right, I'm gonna charge X amount per hour. I currently earn this much money per month. Therefore, I need to teach X amount of students at this hourly rate per month to equal what I'm earning. Or maybe you're earning more than you need to. So you might say, well, what are my living costs? And there's your target. So let's just say your living costs were £500 a month, you know, and then you could look at it and say, right, I can earn this much per hour for teaching. How many hours do I need to teach per month to earn £500? There's your target. And then what we need to do is build up the students one at a time. Remember, you're only going to get one student, then 2, then 3. So you're going to build them up around your current job until you're ready to make that leap. And when you can match that income, that's it. Go for it. You can quit that job and become a full-time drum teacher. And from there, you can build and earn even more money. Okay? But just as a mindset point of view, we're not talking about quitting your job and then having no money. We're going to build it. The sensible thing anyway is to build it around your current job. By that point, you're confident, you're already earning some money, and then you can make that transition without any risk whatsoever. And finally, guys, just to reiterate, fear is healthy, it's normal, it's actually a good thing, it's there to help protect us. But if we have a clear strategy on how to overcome those problems, then we can do it. Remember all those quotes about the courage, you know, you can do this, you just need to have a plan, to be a little bit brave, and to make everything, you know, stack the cards in your favour and work around those little limitations that our brain's trying to put in a way because it gets scared, and you can figure this out.